So you're a Barbie fan, huh? Thought you caught all the magic in the Barbie movie, did ya? Well, hold on to your dream house because today we're about to take your Barbie knowledge to a whole new level. Get ready because just like Barbie herself, we're about to twist and turn your imagination. I've uncovered something that even the most dedicated Barbie fans have clearly missed. Let's dive in and uncover the hidden gems together. Let's kick things off with a splash of color, probably pink. It's a subtle nod to Barbie's vibrant world, setting the stage for a dazzling adventure. Now, Barbie was such a unique movie and it was praised for having such original flavor, so it makes sense that they would start their opening scene basically regurgitating a scene from 2001's A Space Odyssey.
You got me.
This was also a scene that we saw remade in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Don't worry though, Barbie does have her own unique cameos and Easter eggs. Ever wonder what Barbie's very first outfit was? Well, her first appearance was on March 9th, 1959, and she wore a black and white striped swimsuit, complete with signature ponytail. And the first time we ever see Barbie in this movie, she's wearing that exact outfit. We also had a real life Barbie in our history, and that was Marilyn Monroe. And she's known for her iconic scene where the air blast from underneath the subway blows her dress up and she's gotta hold it down.
Isn't it delicious?
And this Easter egg is a blink and you'll miss it. But when she flies off the Barbie house, she mirrors Marilyn Monroe's pose. Another celebrity famous in their own times like Marilyn Monroe is Will Ferrell. If you look behind Will though, out the window you will see the building across the street is the Warner Brothers Discovery Building. Obviously it's a nod to the ones that own the movie, but then the GM building to the right of it is a shout out to the company that paid a lot of money for their cars to be in the movie.
Get in! Now! Get in now!
That's why Barbie only gets into Chevys, because they are owned by GM. But inside the meeting room, we see an awesome light display above the table in the shape of a heart. There was a movie back in 1964 called Sergeant Strangelove, and they had a set called The War Room. And in Hollywood, this became a famous set for how amazing the lighting was for that time era. And they used the very same tactic with a solid light beam above the table in this movie. Will's character is also playing with a set of pink drumsticks. This is calling back to the time he was Brennan Huff in the comedy Step Brothers, when his brother didn't want him touching the drum set, and of course Will Ferrell was all over that. In Elf, Will Ferrell had a tickle party.
Tickle fight, tickle fight, tickle fight.
In Barbie, we get a small nod to Elf when the Mattel CEO wants a tickle fight.
Look at me.
But rewind for a second. You notice anything weird here?
What was that?
Barbie's actually huge compared to the house and everything inside of it. Did you know that Barbie is really 23% larger than everything in her world, and Americans are 29% bigger than everything in their world?
I like to make sure that my food is properly lubricated. It goes down easier that way.
This attention to detail keeps Barbie true to her real-life doll counterparts. And did you notice that she floats down from the upstairs level? Or sometimes she falls down. That's because the Barbie dream house doesn't have stairs. So this is mirroring how you would have to play with her in real life. Barbie's car is also like her real life Barbie car, but if you look at it closely, you'll see that there's an awesome Easter egg in it. The odometer reads 31,959. The odometer is actually paying tribute to the day that Barbie was born, which was in March 1959. Also, if you watch, Barbie waves both hands while driving the car, but she manages to stay on the road. That's because Barbie actually doesn't have free will yet, and she's still living under the control of her owner, Gloria. If that doesn't convince you, watch this. When she leaves to go to the real world, the wheels of the car start to turn, but the steering wheel never did. But then, if Gloria controls stereotypical Barbie, who's controlling stereotypical Ken? Was it the CEO?
Catastrophic!
Another breadcrumb they leave us to show that Barbie isn't actually in control of her own life is when she brushes her hair in the morning. You can see another Barbie in the background brushing her hair at the same beat of Barbie. And getting stuff like depression, flat feet, and cellulite, those were all things that Gloria had in her own imagination and she wrote on an official Barbie document. But also while we're driving around with Barbie, pause the video when she's driving down Main Street. The theater here in Barbie Land is playing Wizard of Oz. Gloria drives her Chevrolet Blaze SSEV, hence on the EV. On a side note though, remember it's made by Chevy, who is owned by General Motors or GM. The car she's driving is an electric car, but then in the high-speed chase we can hear engine noises coming from the same car. So this was a mistake, right? Actually, no, it's not. So they have speakers in the Chevy Blaze that makes engine sounds, and you can turn on or off the sounds if you don't like them. But that shows that this is actually very accurate to real life. But what isn't accurate about this is when Gloria looks in her driver's side mirror to see if she lost them yet or not, what do we see? The objects in mirror are closer than they appear sign. Now if you follow the channel for years, you'll remember back in Jurassic Park we talked about how only the passenger mirror have that warning on them, not the driver mirrors. That's because the passenger mirrors are more convex to give the driver a fuller view of that side and less of a blind spot. The minor side effect to that is it makes the objects in the mirror look closer than they appear. So that means that this is actually added to the mirror just for this movie. And for those who doubt me, here's the same car on the showroom floor with no warning signs in the driver's rearview mirror. And that makes this a deep level Easter egg to Jurassic Park. All the modes of transportation are references to real features that Barbie has in our world, even the rollerblade outfit, and that's from Hot Skatin' Barbie, and that came out in 1994. The merman here is John Cena, and if you're a fan of the WWE, you get why he's thirsty. One of the requirements for Warner Brothers to be able to make the movie is that they have to A, have Barbie go down a slide, and B, they have to have mermaid Barbies. They've accomplished both of those. And Barbie's feet are stuck in the position like this, even though she doesn't have shoes on, because this is paying tribute to how Barbie actually is in real life. We already know this. But get this, they were originally going to have their hands fixed just like the Barbie doll hands, but after doing this test they realized it looks really silly, and watching the entire movie of people with their hands like this just looked really weird. And this scene here at the bus stop seems like it's a random side quest to the story and has nothing to do with it. And in fact, it is. This whole scene almost got deleted, but director Greta Gerwig kept it in the movie because of this lady right here. The real founder of Barbie is Ruth Handler, and this is not Ruth Handler.
I know it.
The old woman on the bench is played by Oscar-winning costume designer Anne Roth, and at 91 years old, she brings her own talent to the screen in a whole new way. That's right, even though she's been working as a costume designer in Hollywood since the 1960s, this is her very first time as an actor in the movie. The Hollywood sign is what the Barbie Land sign is parodying, including Barbie's version of the Statue of Liberty. But even when they were showing how men rule the world, Greta was giving us Easter eggs, this time to people who worked on the actual movie. If you look at the books that Ken grabs, the first one was written by Richard Merritt. Why Men Rule Literally, no actually literally isn't a real book, it's fake, but the name is real. Richard Merritt was an illustrator for the movie. Men in Wars was another fictional book written by Stuart Scott, and he was the construction accountant for the film. This book, made by Guthrie Hogarth, seems to be made up, the book and the name. I couldn't find it anywhere. But then the book Horses by Ryan Besson, he worked in the camera and electrical department for the film. They also had posters of Rocky in the gym, but this is when Ken finds all the toxic problems in our real world. So is Barbie paying respect to Rocky, or is she trashing Rocky? Tell me what you think.
You put my stuff on Skid Row.
This lady here is pretending to be Ruth Handler, the creator of Barbie, but it's obviously not because she's no longer with us. Moment of silence. But if you watch the first time Ruth and Barbie touch, it's just like the famous painting by Michelangelo, The Creation of Adam. Greta Gerwig also borrowed inspiration from other famous films like Grease, or The Wizard of Oz, which obviously she paid homage to, or even Oklahoma. Do you even know where Oklahoma is? No, I'm talking about the movie, not the state. And Singing in the Rain. The Crazy Ken battle is literally from Singing in the Rain. Did you catch this next Easter egg though? When Barbie tells Barbie to pick a shoe, what if I told you that this was actually a reference to The Matrix?
You can go back to your regular life and forget any of this ever happened, or you can know the truth about the universe.
You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
And what if I told you that Morpheus never said, what if I told you?
Tumbling down the rabbit hole?
Wait a second, we gotta stick to the pink stuff right now, like this. Did you know I make candy like these yummy blush bites? They are light and crunchy and bubblegum flavor. Go try one today. Because on Wednesdays we wear pink. Wait, wrong movie. Or if bubblegum's not your flavor, I also have freeze-dried Skittles, original flavor, berry flavor, and sour flavor, and maybe even smoothie. Riding around on imaginary horses could be just emulating the type of playing that kids would be playing, or it could be a subtle nod to a legend of a comedy, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, where they run around pretending to be on horses while smashing around a bunch of coconuts. Let's not forget the star-studded cast, Michael Cera, who shines as Alan. In Barbie world, Alan is Ken's best friend, and in real life, he was introduced in 1964. Gloria is played by America Ferrera, and in the movie, Gloria's husband, or as we find him in the credits, El Esposo de Gloria, and I think that means husband of Gloria. Only took 2 years of Spanish and only got a D and then an F. Well anyways, he's played by her real life husband, Ryan Pierre Williams. So basically they're a real life Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but hopefully their marriage is much more successful. Pregnant Barbie was a real Barbie that had a short shelf life after parents complained that the doll promoted teenage pregnancies. Mattel actually pulled them from the shelves in 2022. And with this, it's kind of historically accurate. There really is a Barbie that when you twisted her arm, well...
I want a diamond ring, I want some bracelets and everything.
But the other part that the movie seemed to have forgotten or not care about is that when you twisted her arm, she also grew taller. The Barbie rocket requires 2 AA batteries according to the manual, but then it has a picture of a AAA battery right next to it. And then the camper recommends adding stickers to personalize your camper van. But then Mattel was so cheap that they decided to brag that the stickers are sold separately. Now strap in because here's my biggest gripe of the whole movie. And to do it, I need to fill you in on some facts. Back in the early days of Pixar, when they were making the original Toy Story, they asked Mattel if they could use Barbie in their movie, and Mattel said,
How about no?
Basically, they were thinking that Toy Story was going to be a lame movie, and they didn't know who the heck Pixar was. That is why Bo Peep entered the scene and is Woody's girlfriend to this day. So if you think about it, they said yes, Barbie would have been his girlfriend. Quite an upgrade. Then after Toy Story blew up, Mattel came back and begged to be in Toy Story 2, and Pixar was like, okay, fine. That's why we see so much Barbie in Al's Toy Barn.
How low can you go?
Now back to present day. Barbie gets her own movie and even has a flashback to a scene remembering playing with all of her toys. Sound familiar? And you know what I don't see in the scene? Woody, or Jessie, or Buzz Lightyear, or Slinky the dog. Nobody. Would it have killed Warner Brothers to return the favor and give them a cameo? They even copied the idea of giving all the toys away in a box. And there you have it, Gents and Let's, a whirlwind tour through the enchanting world of Barbie. Until our next adventure, grab yourself a bag of blush bites or freeze-dried Skittles. Keep dreaming big just like Barbie does and share a smile. They are contagious. And fade to black. Or pink. Pink works.
Okay, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay. Are they all gone? Is everybody gone? Huh? Good.